Hey, what's up, everyone? My name is Lionel, and I'm your host for LT Productions, and you're watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering Chasing Orlando, Season 2, Episode 7. I do appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video. You can also subscribe if you are new, and leave your comments below. Now, let's get into this week's episode. Okay, y'all. So, we start off this episode with Fabio. He's invited Ayo and Pablo, and they went to this Caribbean event, Juvie. I think that's how you say it. It puts me in the mind of Carnival. I think it gets a little bit more messier, meaning they paint you and you're going to leave wet and all that good stuff. It's a good time. So it was very cool. I think that Fabio is setting himself up right as far as giving his personality, showing another side to not just give, how can I say this? Your sexuality is a part of you, but there's more to Fabio than just his sexuality, if you get what I'm saying. Like, he's showing his roots, he's showing his fun side, he shows brotherhood that he has set up, his circle of friends, the different things that he's involved in, boxing and all that. I think he set himself up just to be a valuable player within reality TV. He brings up, what's been going on because all he's been hearing about is mess. Fabio hasn't been around because he's been one of the people on the cast that says that I don't want to do drama, so I just choose to stay away. Do I get it? Yeah. However, you're still on a reality show, and there is a certain caliber or ingredient to reality TV, and it's drama. Does it have to come out as far as fist fighting and all that? No, it don't have to be that. There's only been one time, which was the first episode, where, from what I saw, it was you that knocked him out, but knocked B Baby's friend out. From what I saw, I don't know. But nobody's really corrected that or said who's what. But from what I saw, it was that. But anyways, I don't know how this cast can function with people saying, I don't want to be part of the drama. I don't want to be part. Cool. And there's something later I'm going to say because Rashida says something. And I'm like, okay, well, that would be cool. But yeah. So the next scene, Cali Boy, Pablo, and B Baby, they meet up. Pablo first thanks everyone, thanks those guys for coming to his Stop the Violence event. They talk a little bit about that, and they get on the subject of Max. Now, this is the first time I knew this, but B Baby and Mark had an argument, and this had to have been the time either at Mark's event or someplace else. Whenever Max was talking about the time that they were out. But I was very confused. I'm like, what? They had an argument? The B Baby didn't shut it down, so something happened somewhere that we're still not getting any context from. Pablo says, I heard from someone within the group that we're all around that Max told Mark that you said that Mark wanted a moment. And at that point, B Baby's very confused. Like, what are you saying? Why? I thought we were friends and all that. And why are you going around saying stuff? Now, he didn't deny it. B Baby, you did not deny it. So what's up? B Baby brings up his event that he's going to be having. It's a blue ball event for his father. He has prostate cancer, and it's to raise funds for that. The next scene is with Ayo. He has a photo shoot for his eyelash company that he has. And he's using his ex and also model from Pablo's business mixer. I said, that's what's supposed to be happening. That is what's supposed to be happening. Pablo's been, I think, Pablo's been the only one that's been able to bring forward business as far as a collaboration. It's been said since the first episode, let's get this money, let's do this. But nothing. However, there is seed to what Pablo put out there in the atmosphere. So I thought that was cool with Ayo really taking it serious. I don't know if anyone else is. It's just what we're seeing. So Rashida comes along with Marlo. Rashida right then and there just starts checking Ayo about not checking up. Ayo is kind of like, well, what am I supposed to give you? Da 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 da. Well, you should be there. Da 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 da. You should do this. You should have been there. Hello. I guess I don't know if he's on the board or whatever, or a panelist or something. But he's like, well, I can't do that much for you as far as what I was getting. I'm not completely sure, but it seems like possibly AO was on the panelist or something like that. And then Rashida was like, well, I wasn't asking you to cheat. I just need you to check on me. I mean, are you good? That's all I want to know. But you decided to do it in front of all of those people while that they were at this photo shoot. Next, Marlo, who wasn't invited, as she already says, but she said everything looked good. And then she said, well, I got a problem too. Next topic. You pulled a move, and AO said I didn't. And what she's saying is that AO brought Max to her pool party, which she was on contract for. And she said, because you did that, I lost the biggest contract that I have. Why did you lose it? Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. What did you do? Oh, silent. Okay. Then she says, I got multiple contracts. Just to let you know that. I'm like, well, Marlo, I'm very confused. You've been upset that you lost your biggest contract. The last episode, you're crying because it's hard for you to get jobs. You know, I could do stuff back. You said something about community wise, but I don't get that many jobs. I have a feeling it's because of you being trans. Possibly that's what you are referring to, but you did break down there. So now this episode is my biggest contract, but I got several jobs, as Phaedra would say, off of the Real Housewives of Atlanta. So what struggle is it? If you're good, you're good. If you're not, then you're not. But I mean, I can understand that you don't like for your reputation to be played with, but you put yourself in a situation to be played with. Because I'm trying to understand, why didn't you stop the madness right up front when you seen Max and whom he was brought by? Because you're in your confessional saying you regret for the people that brought Max, but you don't really give them heat like you give the other folk. Yeah, you came and you tried to embarrass them in front of the other people that were sitting there. But then she says, now I'm going to play the game. I'm going to spiral on you, and I'm going to give a itch her moment. She won't be here next year. I said, oh. So Marlo is an executive producer. You're a CEO of Chasing Reality. Because it seems like you're just out for Max. You gave AO a little tap, but my other, I don't know what I want to call it. My other complaint is, why is it taking you 52 days to confront AO? AO was at the same park of when you started confronting him, Max, about the whole baboon situation. AO is the one that brought people together to that golf event where you cried. You had no smoke for him. It all seems like you and Rashida contrived to do this because y'all have nothing going on. If y'all can tell me something else, y'all let me know, because I don't see it. I mean, why did you kill two birds with one stone? Since you're so mad at Max, why aren't you that mad at AO? If he pulled a move, why do you still want to be around him? Why aren't you giving him hell? AO, he has the next scene. He meets up with Amari Lavish. Amari is a friend and mentor and also a promoter for AO. AO brings his daughter and Amari brings his children. It's like a play date. This is the first play date that his daughter has been on. We find out a little bit about what's going on with AO as far as being able to take care of his child. AO messed with the married woman. The husband ended up putting his name on the birth certificate. When AO went to go apply for different help or benefits, child support is automatically put out on the other party whenever you try to do these certain type of programs with the government. I know somebody was in the comments saying about men doing it. Look, women do that all the time. They got to do it in order to receive any type of benefits, food stamps, all that stuff. Amari talked about his situation and how he had to do. AO left this conversation knowing that he has to be about his business and make sure I have everything in order. There's just some things that him and his baby mama don't really agree on that because of how even the birth certificate is, and I don't even think the husband knows about the child being his or not being his or something to that nature. I was a little bit unsure about that. Like he could lose custody of that child because he don't have everything in order. I mean, first take a blood test is my first guess, or my first suggestion. I don't know all the legalities in this sort of situation, but anyways, it's cool that AO opened up that situation. Of course, men, especially black men, will always be judged harshly, even if they do get on assistance. Even though white people are more prominent to getting government assistance than black people, but who pays the consequences? Fabio, he's having his photo shoot for his album that he's bringing out, I believe, or his project. He's working with a stylist named Perk, who is the creative designer. In the next few weeks, his project is coming out, and Marlo comes joins him. Why? I don't know, but I guess it's cool for her to get out of her normal habitat and to actually try to make friends with folks instead of trying to play the game that you're playing. I already said that I see you, Marlo, and everything is coming out as I've already seen you. You're vengeful. I don't know what sign you are, but the type of life that you lead, vengeance shouldn't be on you. How are you the city princess and still doing all this stuff? Because I did notice when you were talking about you're going to make sure a BITCH get their moment, you said Marlo K. You didn't say the city princess. How are you the city princess? And doing all this buffoonery. That's behavior. Anyways, we're moving on to this pre-skate event. AO does let us know that Pineapple Healthcare is sponsoring his event that he's having. Beforehand, Rashida comes by. Rashida had her pageant, and AO was asking her how did she feel about her whole experience, and she really liked it, and he liked the performance and how talented. We get a little bit of cutout footage of her during the pageant. I think she dressed up like Uncle Sam and basically had everyone say F Trump as far as what we've seen. We don't know what the results are because Rashida didn't say that. She also said that she's back on hormones, like taking estrogen. As far as children, of course, her partner wanted to have babies, but they've been trying for 2 years while she's been off of the hormones and nothing has happened. So right now she said that she misses drag. But I'm so confused. Are you trans or drag? Yes, you're taking the hormones. But I'm so confused by that, but whatever. Rashida says that I stay away from all this group stuff because every time I come around, they keep trying to put the pool party on me, blaming me. Well, I've been hearing them blame B baby. Your friend. I guess probably your friend has been trying to deflect from you. I mean, you started by the hostility. I don't get it. How do you start the drama? You started everything at that pool party, ma'am. Somehow you don't want to be around the drama. But the moment someone mentions thumping, it triggers you from something that happens in Homestead. I don't get that. And then you stay away. But I don't get it. If you just so bad about it, I don't understand how you're able to just run away like the way that you do. Because don't sit up and act like you can get something started over somebody mentioned thumping that wasn't even about you. I don't get that, but you stay away all this time. Something else is going on. And then she says that everybody's acting like they are bigger than the program. Like we should be talking and making money, but what? What are you bringing to the table? All I know about you is that you're a stripper and working on your mom's food truck, which that would mean that you go back down to Homestead. But then I thought you were living in the Orlando area. So what is going on? I don't know. We ain't even seen you dance. We know that you're multifaceted and you are entertaining. You already said that you can sing, act, and all this good stuff. You're the triple threat. But I have no clue. What are your initiatives that you're bringing? So I'm really like, at this point, since AO's even brought it up and saying that some people are acting like they're bigger than the program. Okay, cool. Say the names or keep it on the playground. And what exactly? Now, I did see in the comments, Mark was saying, people are missing call times and other stuff, blah, 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 blah. But Mark, you don't want to come to a lot of the events. So I just don't understand it. I don't understand it. There are a lot of people that are just not participating. So you're a part of the problem too. Skate party begins. It's a retro theme. Mostly everyone comes in like the 70s look, afros and all that. Both Pablo and Cali Boy, possibly Remini. But no, Remini had the black one. Remini looked good. But anyways, he was there. They both had like the brown orange type of fro on. AO had his own on. He did change a couple of times. Everybody skated, have a good time. They go sit down, and we're hearing Mark talk about, I haven't been around, da 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 da. But I know you're quite neutral talking to AO, so that's why I come to your events and I make sure that I show up on time. If you say 7:30, I'm there at 7:31. And I know I heard Pablo say, I have been having a problem, getting there on time a lot, da 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 da. From this conversation to when even Mark sat down with B Baby, which we'll get into in just a second, he keeps saying no shade, at least at the skating event. But I'm like, is it shade? Because it seems like you want to be really passive aggressive and call some people out, but not be the one to say I said this about that person. That's what it's giving. It's giving some type of undertone type of way of you want to talk instead of just going out and just saying what needs to be said. Cali Boy brings up that there's a lot of missing faces. AO said in his confessional, like, yeah, even outside of the group, there's a lot of people that should have showed up, but they didn't. Cali Boy brings up, where's Max? Where is he? And then he walks off. Cali Boy said, was I being shady? Yes. But where is he? No one's really like talking about it. I think Pablo told AO, just take it as a grain of salt and move on. Whatever all that means. AO says that he's glad that Max didn't show up because it was going to be a mess. Because of Max? Or because of both parties? Because that's not right either, to act like Max is the problem. Only if we're going to say anything, if there needs to be accountability, cool. But yeah. The next scene, I am quite confused. Cali Boy, I don't know. Quan has opened up a restaurant in the Disney area of Orlando. Quan, he's been kind of floating around. I think somebody called him a friend of, if you want to call him that. But he's opened this restaurant. I guess this is Cali Boy's event. Because Cali Boy is like, did they come to see me or this is for Quan? I'm like, well, what type of event is it? Like, I'm confused about that. Anyways, you can see everyone having a good time dancing, da 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 da. I remember seeing some of those photos earlier on. But anyways, Mark and B Baby, they have their sit down. Mark wants to clear up some things that he knows that's been going around, as far as Max was saying that B Baby said that Mark was looking for a moment for the time that he was saying about his friends, the little bit about his friends, da 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 da. And B Baby was like, yeah. But he said, well, I wasn't looking for the moment. I am the moment. I said, okay, Kenya Moore. B Baby was like, the moment. And then he laughs in his confessional. I think possibly because of his event. But I mean, Mark, we were outside. It was now chasing time. So to think that you're the moment out there, no. He said that he brought up how he was feeling amongst other people that had the same type of feelings, and maybe I should have brought you to the side because it was feeling like a gang up. And that is why Max started defending his friend. It's clear as day, y'all. Because they were trying to put everything on B Baby, and because Marlo's been preaching for weeks that B Baby needed to be more harder on the person. Yeah, I saw him around them, but you need to be more harder on him. What are you talking about? You do nice little taps and rubs on the people that you feel are wrong, that are not Max and B Baby. B Baby was like, I forgot what Mark said, but I didn't say it because I wanted a moment. Da, 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 da. It was out of concern. No, it wasn't out of concern. And what was it about? I was very confused at this point. So B Baby is quite still protective of his friends. And you're just not going to talk ish about them. Mark was bringing up, oh, you got a lot of assorted friends. You're quite clicked up. And B Baby was like, yeah, we're quite a hot clique. That's the thing when I'm talking, like, he does pass off shade and then acts like he's not giving any shade. So that makes him quite passive aggressive to me. And he gives a lot of these undertones. In his confessional, he's saying that I was trying to point out to B Baby that his friends are shitty. And I just find it funny that he's just thinking that it's just so funny. I think Mark is trying to be in B Baby's life in a way that he doesn't have any authority to be. Because again, we've been asking, why does it matter that much to you about what B Baby does or doesn't do? It doesn't affect you at all. So what's up? Like, of course you saw that experience and you probably don't want to be around that person. Cool. You can't tell him to don't hang around this person because this is going to mess up your brand and all that. Again, you don't know if this is a one-off or not, but you have like already been the judge and jury over this person. I will say the one thing that has not been mentioned during this whole conversation is that B Baby is connected to your ex that you're territorial over. And that's what made the whole conversation go like, okay, so why are we here? You said in the comments that you were trying to end this conversation because somebody else said, like, well, what is the point of this conversation? Because B Baby was really over it. Like, what are we doing? You said that you were trying to do this to try to point out to B Baby that Max was being phony. Was he? Because Max is the only one that has clocked something that has been an elephant in the room that we didn't know was there. I don't know why the exit has not been brought up in between you two, but I think that is the missing part of the puzzle as to how you're actually treating him. At the end of their conversation, B Baby gives an invitation for Mark to be an artist and do what he does best at the Blue Ball event. He takes it. B Baby says, I don't think I really want to be friends with him, but I think I could be cordial with him as far as the business side of things. Cool. Because it was kind of just weird energy. Mark is not saying what needs to be said. And that's the thing that I'm like, you seem very sneaky about your approaches. And you do things in a manipulative way, but you come off a certain way because of how you present yourself and how you talk and your tone and all of that. But it's just like you do a lot of sneak dissing, you do a lot of passive aggressive stuff. So that makes me go, So I'm putting stuff on the table and I'll just watch you, Mark, as to how you handle certain things, because I don't really think that you really manned up in that situation as to what was all going on. Yeah, so that's all I got, y'all. Y'all let me know what you thought of this episode. I think I talked a whole lot more than what I should have, but I had to get some things off my chest. Just let me know. But I appreciate everyone for coming. Like, comment, and subscribe. Until the next one, peace.